And here we go.
We're back after
8 months.
It wasn't. Okay, it might have been that long.
When did Andrew leave?
Oh God, yeah.
Who's Andrew?
Yeah, it's a crazy new world.
I didn't know that.
There's
Right.
PlayStation 4s. There's Wii U's.
There's not Pikmin 3s.
There's a new Fire Emblem. Us from 8 months ago sucked.
Alright, so this is the first time Matt has been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Of the 3, I mean.
Of the 3, you know.
Say hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Oh, I screwed it up. Hi, Matt.
So Matt's here. I'm also here. This is Kyle.
Austin's also here.
I'm not here. I'm having one of those weird out-of-body Chris experiences.
Yeah, we have
Auto body.
Auto body.
The Chris
I'm repairing a car right now, actually.
He's live via Skype from the underside of a car.
You're gonna hear a lot of car noises.
Chris has decided to hire a stunt double to do his podcast for him. Who just
Somebody
sounds just like him.
Somebody with the same shitty voice.
And who knows what's in his room, apparently, because he told me there's Mass Effect in there.
Well, you could have been lying.
It's true.
I'm gonna go check.
Does that mean when you go in there, your mass is reduced, so you move much faster than the world around you? That's the Mass Effect.
The more you know.
Calm down, us. Okay, so we left off last. Andrew was here, and now he's not. He's been in Japan for a while. Last time we checked, he was alive, which was which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's also
That's all we have to say is yep.
he's
he
also
is.
coming back in August. That's what he told me.
So he's definitely alive.
He's definitely coming back.
Definitely
Is he
coming
staying
back,
back
at
or
some
is he
point.
going back again?
He's not going back. At least not.
He's
not immediately.
Going back. I can't do another
never
nickel
going
in Japan.
So, we're coming out with an album
Yes.
eventually.
We are a band.
We can do that band thing. We were just doing the video game thing. But,
It's almost like the album has been so frustrating to come out. We're like, fuck it, let's do other shit.
it's become a production company and forget this music business.
You know what? Yeah, we should buy TLB.com and just start a blog too.
Nobody listens to music anymore.
Like a foodie blog.
Yeah. We'll start an Etsy. They're gonna have all this other shit.
Start selling like embroidered, like, I don't know, flip-flops.
Crocheted zombies or something. I don't know. Flip-flops.
I don't know.
Did you hear about how Fox was cracking down on people making the Jane hats from Firefly?
For
Yeah.
they just like, should have canceled the show. Should have made them yourself. I would have bought it.
Yeah, like Thinky got like an official partner like through Fox to like sell the Jane hats on their website. So then since Fox had like an actual like licensed product out there, they cracked down on like everyone that was like selling them on Etsy and like all these other sites. They like banned them and like sent them cease and desist orders.
How dare you make
Which
this
is-
shitty hat?
I know, which is such a douchebag move.
Like a crocheted hat. Like,
Yeah, like that's copywritten, and it's impinging. It's like it's cutting into their bottom line.
of the show that they fucking
I know they
ditched
fucking
on
canceled.
Sci-Fi.
And
for,
I
like,
think
2
I
days.
think the episode that the hat's in didn't even originally air. I think it only was on the DVD.
What a bunch of a-holes.
I know, right?
Well, whatever. It doesn't affect me. I haven't had a sweatshop full of people making Jane hats, so I'll be fine.
Not yet.
No, yeah, that's our next move.
No, we just have the sweatshop making the TLB ShamWows right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Threat level sham.
wow. That'll be the album.
TLB. Wow.
TLB World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
So we decided on a name for the album. I know everybody's been pitching ideas to us.
Some more offensive than others.
Yeah, some I just don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
Some just out and out. bad.
Bad, yeah. Like,
So we ignored most of them.
yeah, so...
Some of them we considered, and then we also threw those out.
And then we all destroyed those ideas. We wrote them on a piece of paper and then burned it. So I don't want to get it wrong. What was it? What was it, Austin?
It was.
He wasn't even there when we picked it. We had to call him on the phone.
So after an arduous process,
Of elimination and
Involved
several
eating
rounds
chicken.
of voting and eating chicken, we decided to go with...
We had to phone a couple friends, too.
Yeah, we had to use a lifeline.
We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
use a
yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, we did.
It did come
actually.
down to 50-50.
So after playing Millionaire, we ended up picking, I don't know, drum roll or whatever. So the name of the album is And Then Things Got Weird.
That's what I was gonna guess.
and you would have been right.
I should have gone with my gut.
Which was not on the list of...
Any suggestions?
Like, any suggestion. It was just
on the
me
list.
reading your suggestions. and then I was like, oh, and then things get weird. And then Pete was like, oh, yeah, that's a good one. He wrote it
And
down.
then it was the best
And
one.
then it won.
So in a way, they did influence our decision, I suppose.
Yeah, so you all lose, but you all somehow win.
But none of you are getting a free album.
Sorry.
Sorry. So that's the band's news. We got a couple shows coming up, but who knows if I can get this on the internet before that happens.
So if you're watching this, if you're listening to this from the future, we had a show a couple of days ago.
They were great. We sold all of the t-shirts.
We have to post-date our conversations. The way you say, like, you don't know if you'll be able to get it on the internet, too, it makes it sound like, I don't know, it's like a
We'll
horse...
get the mail-in flop.
Yeah, like it's a buggy and carriage, like, delivery method.
I
I don't know if the post will come around by that time.
I don't know if the internet lords are gonna allow us through.
The webmasters.
It's the rainy season. You can't make it across the plains.
But in case I do, what's it? Friday? Nope. Thursday, April 25th, at Fitchburg State College, my old college. We're playing in the dining hall.
So we played there a couple times though. We played there with Big D and we played there with Bomb Music Industry, right?
Yep.
That
And
was
then
both in two separate locations though.
yeah, so they were renovating during the bomb show, so we were like in half of the library, which was just like walled off with like plywood
Yeah.
and.
That was a cool show. There was free pizza.
We'll play any show as long as it's free pizza. And then the next day... Oh, so the bands we're playing with on Thursday, a guy named Guy, who's one of our friends. We played in their basement a few months back. And then Friday, the 26th, we're playing at the Sad Cafe with Left Hand Blue and some other bands.
The Blind Commissioner.
Wait, is that based on Twister?
I
guess
assume
it's,
so?
The Racket Band, and Forget the Former. Oh, they're from Lowell? We should probably know them.
We should probably know a lot of people.
Anyway, yeah, so show on Thursday and Friday of next week. It's like we're almost a band again.
Almost.
And that's it. We're gonna end on the burp.
No, okay,
So the other bands on Thursday are Tester, who we've not played with, and Onslow, which is a band we played with when we played with Bomb Music Industry. I think Onslow's from around Fitchburg. I'm not sure about Tester, but at least we got their names in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Looking up on the internet.
Because we prepare for our podcasts.
During our podcast.
We prepared. We went to 7-Eleven.
That is true. We did buy donuts.
You bought one. He was like, "You want?" To me, he's like, $2 for $1, and I thought he was talking about my drink, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do that," which is weird because this one is more than $1. And then I'm like, "What?" And he's like pointing at the donuts, and he's like, "Oh, donuts." I'm like, "I don't need midnight donuts." He's like, "You can eat them tomorrow," and I'm like, no.
Yeah, but they've probably been here for like 5
He was like,
tomorrows.
"No." He was like, "Oh, they're fresh."
No.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's 11:30.
Yeah.
I don't know what baker's up at like 10 o'clock. Like, need to make donuts.
Isn't the Dunkin' Donuts guy up that late? Or
The Dunkin' Donut. Sir Dunkin' of Donuts.
Mr. Donuts. Joey Bag of Donuts.
but I felt bad not buying them because he always offers them and I never buy them. And I'm pretty sure it's the same donuts every time because no one buys them.
You make it sound like he goes home to his sick kid and it's just like, did I sell any donuts, Papa? No, I'm sorry. I tried. I even tried selling them 2 for $1 and nobody would buy any donuts. I told them they were fresh.
I work in retail. I know what it's like to try and upsell shit all day. So
That's what we were supposed to do at Papagino's. It was like, make sure you sell a 2-liter soda to everybody who orders a pizza. I'm like, not everybody wants soda. Sorry.
Any normal human being
Just
wants soda.
offer to dump out the soda and just fill it with water. Would you like a 2-liter of tap water from Papagino's?
It's not filtered.
There's a bottle out back. I can get that filled up too.
That'll be $4. Plus tip.
Plus tip. You know how much work I had to do to fill this bottle up in the back?
served in a unique Mountain Dew bottle.
Would you like Sprite flavored tap water or Coke flavored tap water?
How shallow that puddle was.
I can only sell so many of these a day. Supply and demand.
Mostly supply. Actually, mostly demand too.
Mostly demand.
So, we can talk about how we started doing Let's Plays as well.
Sounds good.
Which apparently, I can't use that term on the internet, because apparently what we're doing is short, or so it doesn't count.
We're not playing through the whole game, but honestly, I never watch whole game
Good,
playthroughs. That's such a time commitment that I don't have.
So we're doing short Let's Plays, which is basically this, but with the video game in the background, or foreground. More likely the foreground.
It's really, it's most often not a video of us with a TV in the background.
Instead of showing the screen, it just shows us playing it, and they get to guess what the screen is doing. They get to guess what's going on.
There's a close-up of, like, Pete's face, like, screaming at Chris or something.
The best Pete impression.
I thought he was in the room.
You know him.
Yeah, crazy Pete.
Wild and crazy Peter.
Doing crazy Jar Jar yells.
Yeah, we put up one Let's Play so far.
He has 100 views in 3 days.
That's got to be some kind of record.
Some kind of crazy viral video record.
Honestly, I was pumped when I saw it had more than like 10 views. I was like, this means more than just my family watched it.
Who are these people?
I know. The last time, nobody's commented on it.
Mm.
So I have no idea if people are
We have
enjoying it.
two likes and a dislike.
Yeah.
How did you find out that it was too short for a Let's Play?
But
The internet made it very clear to me.
Oh.
when you try to do it.
But
They
no
were
comments?
like, what are you
Did
doing?
it say who disliked it?
No, it doesn't. Or
When-
YouTube doesn't tell you
yeah.
that.
He tried to post it to a
Some
popular
forum.
to a popular Let's Play forum, and they did not react well
Oh.
to it not being like 8 hours long.
Wow.
But yeah, we started doing that. It's pretty fun. We have one up.
We
We're
on
gonna
our new
release some
YouTube channel.
new YouTube channel for Level Burgundy.
So far, showing off nothing relating to the band.
Yeah, well, all the old stuff's on my personal one, so it's kind of like, do I take them down? Do I just post them again? I've deleted most of the source videos for the old stuff.
Do we write new music?
Right. We release a new album one day. But I finished editing the second one today. I'm going to try and put one up every Sunday by 9 p.m. But don't hold me to it.
Yeah.
Because if 901 rolls around and I got Sonic Libidos yelling at me.
Yeah, because once it hits 9:01, then like Game of Thrones is on, and then it's definitely not going up till like 10. So.
Because I'll be like, oh shit, I got drafted Kyle's house. I don't have fucking HBO.
Yeah, you gotta catch up with that. Shit is getting real, man.
You thought the shit was happening before it wasn't real.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about Game of Thrones now.
Just 7 hours of Game of Thrones talk.
That's our next project.
We should
Game of Thrones.
we should just make videos of us watching the entire Game of Thrones, and then people will
Let's watch
it.
We'll call them Let's Watch.
Let's Watch. We'll watch a movie and we'll talk about it while we watch the whole
Isn't
movie.
that just called audio commentary? Like what they do
I think,
on DVDs?
yeah, they actually
already?
do that. So I just kind of, painted myself into a corner with words.
You created a new term for a thing
yeah.
that already exists.
Yeah.
I like Let's Watch better. Okay.
How stupid how stupid would it be if somebody had like a huge search engine where you could search for anything? Who would ever create something like that?
But yeah, it'd be funny, instead of dubbing a movie, we just like make our own like real commentaries. Like, yeah, this is in this shot, Austin wasn't there because he didn't make this movie. But if he did,
It would have been ballin'.
it would.
I think Rift
Battle
Track.
for LA would have been a better movie.
Were we serious about eventually doing dubs and putting them on the podcast too?
Putting them on the internet somehow. I don't know. Legal stuff seems.
Yeah, that's a quagmire. I don't want to get
It's
involved.
I need to look up all the non-copyrighted things.
No,
What-
what we can
well,
do is
What Rift Tracks, they have iRiffs where you can post your own commentaries of movies. So potentially you probably could post a dub too, but to sync that up and have it be funny is way.
Well, I was thinking more like
Sounds
doing
way
like
harder.
20, 30-minute episodes of shows instead of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that still might be a
So-
copyright thing, but if people are really that desperate for money that they're
Yeah.
searching for kids to sue
Well,
because
I
they're
know-
doing that.
Rift Tracks, you just post the audio and then whoever buys it syncs it up with the video on their own. But I don't think that would work for us.
Yeah. It sounds too complicated.
what we could do is do an animated reenactment of each movie that we dub.
Oh yeah, we just become cartoonists
Yeah.
too. Add that to the list of non-musical things we've been doing too.
Okay.
We'll make full animated remakes of movies,
Yeah.
and then we'll dub them, and then we'll have a video of us watching the whole movie and dubbing it, and people can listen to us doing it. We'll hit all the bases at once.
It appeals to all
Genius.
demographics. No one is left out.
And we'll just change the names so that it's not copyrighted or anything like that. Like,
Silence of the Dogs.
you must
Boy
take-
Story.
So we're gonna have a different
Boy
title
Story.
with different
We can-
actors and
we
different
can
plots.
we can even update it to fit for the new kids and everything. Like you must take the one ring to Mordor, YOLO Swaggins.
Yeah, I'll put it. That'll go after we make the Quimbley and Greg show.
Yeah.
Or Greg and Quimbley, I can't remember.
Yeah, we're right on the cusp of making it big with that.
We should just change all the
Quimbley
names. It's
is
so obvious.
currently the YouTube avatar. So if anyone wants to know what that bear's name is, it's fucking Quimbley. It'll eventually be on something. One day.
Why
So
is it
get
Physical.
your hopes up.
Get your hopes up about a
Set
bear.
your watches. It'll eventually be on something someday.
Set your watch. Synchronize them. Synchronize them.
Synchronized.
So what else have we been up to?
Well, most of us have been busy with school or being in Japan.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, we have a new member.
Oh yeah.
We didn't mention that yet?
What are you doing over there?
Everybody starts uncomfortably looking around.
His
Yeah.
name is Greg.
Yeah.
He plays the alto saxophone.
He had a 24-hour stint in the band, and we haven't seen him since. Maybe
I've
Austin.
seen him.
Yeah. Maybe
Although,
Austin
I don't
has.
see him as much as I should because he lives in my apartment.
I like to think. I like to think we just rocketed him to
Like when
fame, and he
if
just
you open
disappeared.
your door, you can see the door.
If I see him once a week, then I consider that a lot. 'Cause otherwise, I have no idea where he is.
cheating on us with another
He
band.
could be in Rhode Island.
I like to think after he played with us, he just skyrocketed to fame. He just like what was no, I feel like a jerk now. What's his name?
His name's
Greg.
Oh, jeez. It's just like tonight, well, like one show only. Just Greg. Just says it like
Greg.
up in lights.
Greg featuring Threat Level Burgundy.
Greg, the only cool guy from Third Level.
Greg in the Bergs.
Greg and the Natty Lou's been demoted.
He's one of the Bergs.
Greg's
now.
on Natty Lou and the Bergs.
Was I ever really a real person? Did I ever really fit in?
We all blink and you're just gone. What the fuck?
It's so existential.
Fight Club.
What?
Turns out we were all Matt the whole time. Or Matt was all us.
Or us was all man.
We were all a figment of our own imaginations.
Like
Every show you've
Matt
been
was
to
just sitting on
Pete.
someone's porch laughing at his own jokes.
Yeah, that's how I spend most of my time.
The
That's
best
what I've been doing
podcast.
instead of school or Japan. I've just been laughing at my own jokes.
What if, like, we were all a figment of Pete's imagination, and every time people went to shows, it was just Pete banging on the drums.
people went.
Yeah.
A lot of people still like went.
Still had like
He's-
1,000 likes on Facebook and everything. But in his own mind, it was a full band.
He's been making us up.
Yeah, he's been recording an album and everything.
Whoa, I'd be impressed.
If we were figments of Pete's imagination.
I mean, I'd have to be,
How
right?
would the mic checks even work?
He's like, all right, next we got the other trombone player and then the saxophone players.
Yeah. All right, that sounds
All
great.
right, vocals, please. More,
Can you
more
hear-
vocals in
Can
the
you, hear, can you
monitor.
hear enough in your monitor? Oh, a little more, okay.
You know what, most shows he doesn't even sing either. So it's just gonna be him playing drums for like
That's
40
'cause
minutes.
every time we try to like have him sing, there's either no mic stand or like there's only a drunk person to hold the microphone for him, and it doesn't usually work that well.
Yeah.
It seems like someone holding a microphone is always a better idea than it is.
Yeah, like, oh, he'll just hold it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
And then like,
No, my arm's getting
to get
tired.
distracted. I have to get some water. Just like walk away.
Just shove it in Pete's mouth. Hold it.
Well, I
Just wrap it around his neck.
Oh shit, we killed Pete. No, like I think the last time we did it was at that house where Clay and Pete both sang "Bad Touch," but
Oh,
they used
yeah.
the same mic.
Yeah.
So like Clay was just pulling it away from his face and then like singing into it, and then like I assume at one point he probably just like clocked him in the mouth with it. I'm trying to like give it back.
Just knocks him out.
Forgets his own strength and just whips it at his head.
I want to sing the rest of the song.
Knocks him out.
So yeah, we got a Greg now. I haven't seen him since that one time, but Austin says he's still going.
alive.
What was that 2 times? Because he practiced and then he played the show.
Yeah, I just meant from the last time that
Okay.
he existed to me.
Yeah. So maybe Greg's a figment of Austin's imagination.
Wait a minute, but that would mean you guys are a figment of my imagination.
Let's
But
not
if
get,
I'm a figment of Pete's imagination,
Maybe we're
let's
a
not get
figment.
Tommy Westfall over here.
We're a figment of imagination inside of a figment of imagination inside of a figment of imagination inside of Fig Newton.
where did it?
Love Fig Newton.
on the smallest snowflake and
The Butter Greg effect.
What else is new?
I'm gonna take this opportunity to ask you guys if we can cover Panic by Muse. Because I love that song.
I will not cover.
Not Panic
Yeah, I will
Attack.
not cover
Not
Panic
Dream
Attack.
Theater, Panic
Station?
Attack. Panic Station, that's
That's a
what
good
it is.
song.
Yes.
I don't know
That's
if
from
I
the
know
new
it.
album, right?
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah, I don't
we'll
know.
listen to it
I'm
later.
not familiar with the song.
It's a good song. get familiar with
It's
it.
got a little
Get to know it. Better.
little what's his name? Stevie Wonder, right?
Ooh. Neato.
What?
Superstition.
Stevie Wonder's in that song?
No. The bass line that goes on in the chorus is very much like the Superstition.
I honestly think he was trying to sound like Freddie Mercury in that album.
he does it a lot.
I guess, but he really went for like Mercury Gold in
Yes.
this one.
I still want to
I agree,
cover "Don't You Forget About Me"
Don't you?
from The Breakfast Club. I mean, it's also
From that guy who sings that song.
Yeah. I think
We obviously
Simple
forgot
Minds,
about him.
I think is the name of the band. Yeah. But I really want to cover that song.
It's kind of ironic nobody remembers the name of the guy that wrote the song Don't Forget About Me.
You know the name of the band?
Or something. What was the last thing I wanted to
Don't
cover?
you forget about me.
It was like the Sonic X theme song.
Oh yeah.
Go, 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 go,
Yeah.
go.
I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about it, but we made a list of potential covers from TV shows.
Now they'll want to know. Good job, Kyle.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
I
job.
mean, I'll edit it out. I can alter history.
Whoa.
You got Moxie. What was it from Archer? It's I have to call you back, 1930s. What about Adolf Hitler? He's a bad egg.
What were the words I was gonna use? Oh no.
Guess we're done.
I can't remember one thing, so just fucking turn the shit off.
I will never do another podcast in my life.
Just smash my computer.
I could hit mute on the mic and
Oh well. Probably had something to do with the internet or whatever.
we could. What's changed in the world since the last podcast?
Just a lot.
The weather.
With
We had
Lots of things.
we had a
skipped
presidential election.
It's true. You got old.
We had an abbreviated March, a couple of days of wind, and
Yep.
we had a lot of rain.
We went to PAX. That was a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Packs.
To go to PAX.
We took a weekend off from being a band.
No,
We
seriously,
took a weekend
we
off
got, like,
from taking a week
We
off.
got like 4 or 5 show offers for that weekend, and I kept asking, like, "Hey, can we play this weekend?" You guys are like, "That's PAX weekend." I'm like, "Fuck!" And then, like 2 days later, I'd be like, "Hey, you guys want to play a show?" And then, like the 24th, and you'd be like, "Chris, it's PAX weekend." I'd be
You know-
like, "Oh, dicks."
PAX Prime tickets went on sale today, and they're already sold out.
Yeah, it was
It was
like,
like
it was like
7
10
minutes.
minutes, right?
Well, the 4-day pass is sold out in like 10 minutes every day. All the tickets are all sold out already.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah, it's. Really don't want that to happen for PAX East.
It's like we gotta go to Australia.
Yet.
Yeah, well, it's getting harder and harder.
Ironically, I was at home playing video games when you guys went. It's like I would never get to do anything fun.
Wish you could go out and play.
Wish I
video
could go
games.
out and play video games.
So what happened to Pikmin 3?
They pushed it to August. It was supposed to come out in
Well, August is
April,
never coming.
May.
I've already established that.
It was originally supposed to come out in the launch window, which was like mid-March, and then they're like, "Oh no, April, May," and then like today they were like, "I don't know, fucking August, or you'll get it one day." It's gonna be Earthbound 64 all over again. Yeah, I was reading about Earthbound 64, which was supposed to be on like that like weird like Nintendo Double D, which we never got.
What
It was some like horrible Japan only failure.
So
That's not the only way you can describe it.
Yeah, it was like an attachment for the N64, and then like 100 people bought it, and that was like it. So they're like, oh,
What was its purpose? What was its function?
I think it was a disc.
Beyond just being a
I think
failure.
it was a disc add-on.
Oh, okay. Oh, like every other system from that era had a
Wait,
disc
so
add-on.
what?
It was the
N64
era before that. Every system had a disc add-on. So then the next, everyone was like, "Oh, let's make disc systems." Even Nintendo. But then they were like, "No, Sony, we're gonna stick with the cartridge until we realize discs were better, and then we'll put an add-on." Like Sega tried. You know how that worked out for Sega.
Yep.
Cartridges have higher fidelity in general.
I just
Like
miss.
they
I
maintain
just miss
quality
like
over a longer time.
the
They also
feeling
have
of knowing what you
batteries
were
in them.
doing and be like, oh, there's
It's
a problem
true.
with the game. How do we fix it? Just
Well,
throw it back in. You feel
so-
like you're a technician.
If you read, if you read on the back of all those cartridges, is like, "Don't fucking blow on me."
But it works.
There are only batteries if they have flash memory.
Which was any game that had a save.
No,
System,
a lot of them use the controller packs. I think that was the way they subverted using.
Yeah, from
Flash
Nintendo
memory.
64. Well, actually, no, a lot of them saved on the cartridge, too.
A majority of them did.
Yeah,
I
very,
have to check
very
on this
few.
like Zelda.
Yeah, very few that I remember saved on the
Well, the
memory
controller.
pack. And half the time I felt like the memory pack didn't actually work. Like I was just putting it in there and hoping things
Like-
worked.
Those had batteries in them too.
Well, yeah, but the cartridge didn't. That's the point.
Oh, okay. Well, the games where the battery dies out, you can still play. You just can't save and
Right.
have fun later.
But you can still play when a disc is scratched. You can't play it.
It's not that hard to swap out the battery. It's just like a normal watch battery.
Yeah. But, I mean, I probably got a bunch of dead Pokemon upstairs. Because I just let them burn out.
Because you like watching them starve.
I got all 150 in blue, and I'm always like, oh god, maybe I should transfer them to red. And then I'll change the battery, and then I'll put them back. But then I'm like, what the fuck's the point of that? So I can be like, this one has them all, except for Mew, because I wasn't one of those kids.
You see the new legendary they announced? It's
The one that's like Mew 3,
Yeah.
basically.
It's like Mew with a big tentacle coming out of his head.
Yeah, they just like ripped off his tail and like shoved it in the back of his skull, and they're like, here's a new Pokemon.
They're not even trying to make up new names, just adding numbers.
Well,
I don't think they named it
Yeah,
yet.
he doesn't have an official name yet, but everyone's calling him Mew 3. Because he looks like Mewtwo, just weirder.
They're probably like Mew Trace.
We can't just say Mewtwo,
Mewtwo.
which is 2.
No, it's un, deux, trois.
Oh man, I don't know what language I was thinking of, but you're correct. So what's some other games you guys are looking forward to? Like Last of Us.
I'm looking forward to finishing. Well, Last of Us definitely, but I have like 4 games that I had reserved because I wanted to play them and I haven't even opened yet. I still haven't opened Black Ops 2. I got it for Christmas. And I haven't opened it yet.
I still have to beat Dishonored, and then I have to. Well, I'm gonna be
I
beat Bioshock first.
Dishonored
Probably
is
beat
hard.
Dishonored.
gotta beat Dishonored too. I only played it for like an hour.
It's
Or
actually,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty difficult.
It is
It
hard.
was
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 hours in, and then I was like, oh, 7 more games.
I
haven't
actually
played.
beat it and I tried really hard to like do the right things and like make have the good ending. Because you know, like everything you do like alters the game basically, like
Yeah.
changes the ending. I tried really hard to do like the right crap, and I ended up getting the bad ending anyway, and had to like kill my own friends just because they turned on me. I'm like, what did I do? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I have to beat that. I have to beat Asura's Wrath, and I'm pretty sure I only have like a half an hour left in that game. I think I got very far in that game very quickly.
I have a whole trilogy of Mass Effect to get through.
Those are good.
Very
games.
Only like what, 6 years behind everybody?
Nah. Maybe like.
Anytime I listen to another podcast, they're like, hey, we should talk about Mass Effect 3 DLC. And I'm like, I haven't even gone through 1. Shut up.
Apparently, the latest Mass Effect DLC is really good.
We're going to talk about
We don't
it.
have to. I'll talk about
I
it.
am really happy that nobody has ruined Bioshock Infinite for me yet.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Kill you.
Like, for as much time
It's
as
okay,
I
I'm not
spent
even
on the
that
internet,
far
I
anyway.
figured it would be everywhere by now, but people have been good about keeping a lid on it.
I ruined it a little bit for myself. Because I wanted to know why Elizabeth was missing a finger. And then I was like, oh shit, fuck.
Push your computer away.
Just like, had to hit my head a little bit to try and forget. Woke up like 2 hours later, like I still remember.
Run out of the room with your eyes closed.
I was at work too. Ran into a couple of robots, like shit.
And then you realized that you were Elizabeth.
I was Elizabeth the
whole
whole time. Anyway,
Probably
you'll have to edit this out now. It just sounds like garbage horrible.
garbage horrible.
Garbage Horrible. New band called Garbage Horrible.
This garbage is horrible. Stop eating it, but I love it.
I remember one time, Matt, you were just you were saying you thought of something where it's someone eating a penguin, and they were like, "This penguin is terrible," and they just kept eating the penguin. I don't remember what it had to do with anything.
This happens to me a lot too. People will be like, "I remember this one time you said this thing," and then they'll say it, and I'll be like, "What the fuck was I talking about?" And you think I should know? I should know what was going on through my head, but I don't. It's like I'm not even there for half of it. Like I just I said that. Well, that sounds like something I do.
You're channeling messages from a higher plane of existence.
Like, and I remember saying it too. So I must have been at least my version of justified for doing it. But
this penguin is terrible.
It's like earlier when you were saying the ground beefing thing. Was that you or me? I can't fucking remember.
I don't know. It just happened.
It's a common occurrence in our lives that happen together. But I have no fucking clue.
I really want to know what the hell I was talking about now. I should write this stuff down.
I'm kind of starting to remember too, so I might have been there, but I have no fucking
you probably
clue.
were. I feel like I don't talk about eating penguins with anybody.
That's not just
Hey Matt, you want to go eat some emperor penguins? I can't talk about those.
Dude, no, I'm not in the mood.
Not in the mood with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever eat a penguin.
I don't know when that opportunity would arise.
Dude, well, that's the thing. If it did, I feel like I would have to do it just because like it's such a rare opportunity. But I like penguins. I don't eat them.
I just kind of imagine, like, at this point, you just, like, you'd go to school for zoology, you'd, like, get the grant to go study in Antarctica, you'd, like, be studying the penguins, and you just walk over and take a bite out of one of them and be like, actually, not half bad.
Yeah, they're just like, the people who take me out there, like, all right, we'll be back in an hour, let us know how your study goes. I'm like, thanks, and then, like, they just, like, leave, and I'm just staring at them for a few seconds, then I just punch them, just pick them up and eat it and like take a bite out.
Like don't even like get rid of the little tiny feathers or like just skin it, just bite it out of its back.
I imagine they taste terrible.
It's a bird.
I mean, it's a bird, but it's like a
pretty fat bird.
Yeah, it's a very aquatic, like blubbery bird.
Blubber's
like good. I feel like even seals don't like the taste of penguin, but they're just really easy to catch. So.
They just jump in the water into the mouth. What am I supposed to do?
Like what?
What like, fish are hard to catch.
The whole like Mother Nature like thing too with like the penguins like and everything. They put them in the really shitty environment. You realize that? Like it works well for them, but like seals are fucking them up. Killer whales, killer whales. I used to think they were such awesome animals when I was a kid because I watched Free Willy, and then I watched videos of them killing penguins. I was screaming like, why? Why are you doing this?
No.
I know. I'm like, no. Like the fucking penguins can't do anything, and there's like two of them like messing with them. They'll just be like, oh, they're on this ice floe. I'll just tip it, and the other guy will just wait there with his mouth open, just like all the penguins going in. All my
like
babies.
Fucking Kirby or something. Like just food piling.
Spits out a star.
Yeah, gains their power.
Penguins go crazy too.
What do you mean?
Sometimes
like they get cabin fever and just start cutting up people.
It's no, it's like the opposite. Like sometimes they'll just be like standing there with like a couple other penguins, and then they'll just walk inland, and they won't stop.
They'll have a fugue state.
No, yeah, they just like, I'm done with these fuckers, and then they'll just waddle off into the distance. And I guess sometimes like researchers will like get them and put them back, and then they'll just be like, nah, fuck that, man. Then they'll just walk back inland, and then
picture like two penguins, and one of them's just like, you know what, fuck you, Roy, and just walks away. Like,
yeah, then Roy follows him and is like, dude, come back, what's wrong? And then it's just like the other one's like, yeah, let's help these guys.
Yeah, so they just like stop giving a shit about being a penguin, and they just go like instead of Eskimos like going on an ice float and like floating away, they just go complete opposite. They're like, no, I don't want to run into anybody else. I'm just gonna go to the center and die.
No, all I picture is like you say like a penguin just gets tired of being a penguin and he decides to try to do something else and he just stands in the subway with like a Dunkin' coffee in his hand and a briefcase. It's like, why'd I even come here? This is terrible.
Yeah, wearing a tie but no suit.
already had the suit.
The hat.
He's
too.
working at like Verizon. He's got the little red polo on. He's like, buy a phone. It's like,
You can't talk, so it's just like.
Like see manager.
I am the manager.
It's just a penguin with the big eyebrows comes out. Then he's the manager.
Fucking emperor. Like a little puffin.
It's all about eyebrow swag with penguins, man.
It's us and them.
What animal is it? Is it the emperor seal, where like the way that their like whole economy is based is like there's one really big one that just fucks all the females, and the other guys just have to like watch.
The beach master.
Yeah. They're
Beachmaster.
pretty much just supposed to watch him mate with all the women and just be like, "Look, you
It's either
guys."
seals or sea lions. I don't remember.
I think it's
they're like the same animal.
yeah, but
One just like isn't as furry,
Yeah,
more or less.
but yeah, the one's called the beach master, and he has a harem of all the other females.
That's how a majority of like animals worked on, like lions.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the majority, but like I don't know if the majority it's like one dude gets to fuck all the chicks and all the other dudes have to watch.
They have to like hope they like catch one like at the edge of the freaking.
Yeah, one who's like tuckered out from the beach master just crushing her.
can you imagine if like that's the way that human society worked? Like we're all just have to sit like within eye shot of seeing this one guy just like, hey, I'm still fucking him over here.
It's even worse.
We're just like trying to ignore it, and he's just over there like, yo, look at me, just like yelling.
We're just in line at Subway or something, and he's in the parking lot.
Like 60 chicks. You're like in there talking to like the guy working the counter. He's like, yeah, that guy's out there every fucking day.
I gotta clean up the parking lot after it too. It's awful.
All that seal does is just hang out in my parking lot, blast his Godsmack. That's all he does. Damn kids.
How did this conversation
I don't
get
even
here?
know. It just
Something
happened.
about penguins.
Yeah,
Or seals.
no.
What other species would it be funny if we switched their mating rituals with?
Almost any of them, I'm sure.
Like seahorses. Like the guy has to carry the
Yeah,
the
not only
kid.
does he give birth, but he gives birth to like 2,000 in like 5 seconds. It's just like, "Bwah!"
Pretty much.
I don't know how to imagine if like a human gave birth to that many.
Are they still like baby sized, or are they a lot
No,
smaller?
like a little tiny, like
Okay.
weird ass looking like, humans. I mean, we probably wouldn't have to take care of them the way we take care of our children, though.
Yeah, well, because you just let 90% of them die. So.
Yeah, you just pick your favorites.
Yeah, animals do that a lot. They're the only real like we're the only species that really isn't just allowed to like abandon our children. Because I mean, I'm not saying we should.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of species that don't abandon their children, but I think there's in nature there's acceptable loss.
Like with like ducks or something, if like there's like 12 of them following and like they cross a road and like a pond, and then it's just like, we only got 10 left. So like, should we go back and look for them? Like, they're probably long gone. We'll just lose more looking for them. So don't worry about it. We'll make a few more.
I'll get a whole other bunches next year.
Like sharks, if they like after I think it's blue sharks, after they give birth, they're so hungry that the babies are like supposed to get the fuck away from her because she will eat them if she has to. Like she has to find food, and if they get in the way, they will be the food. Like, can you imagine if mom just like has a baby? Like, I think I'll name it Timmy. Oh man, I'm hungry.
Like the nurses have to be ready with like Twinkies and cupcakes like really quick. And then
Made you a ham.
That'd be fucked up. Like being born knowing that I gotta get the fuck away from my mom, like right now.
Yeah.
I know, you're just like, and especially for us, because we can't. Like, like, we're just born, and we're just like, I can't even move.
Yeah.
Somebody get me out of here.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Human children suck for so long.
Yeah.
It's like animal children.
Other animals are born with like the ability to like at least survive us. It's just like, somebody help!
Yeah.
I'm dying already.
It's within like 3 days. Like there's some of them are, like can walk and take care of themselves instantly. Other ones, it's like 3 days later they're like fully grown.
Yeah, and it's
Dire wolves.
certain animals too. It's like they'll like give them a little bit of leeway, like let them learn, try to walk and stuff, and then eventually it's like, all right, this kid's not doing that good. I'm just gonna walk away, leave him here.
He'll catch up or not.
Yeah.
It's like birds. When they're just like, time for you to go.
You have like feel like 4 bird babies. It's like 3 of them are ready to fly. You know the 4th one isn't ready, but you're just like, yeah, you can do it. Just kick him out of the nest. Oh, he died.
I believe in you.
Hey, proud of you. Just like push him out of the nest.
Yeah. Well, they don't have cars, so fuck them.
Which brings us to our Threat Level Burgundy nature documentary series.
Coming next winter.
You know what? That's just what we should do for podcasts. Just watch the Discovery Channel and just add our own narrations for it.
Just reactions to watching stuff get born. And or eaten.
You know,
It's just gonna be repeatedly like, oh, that's disgusting. Like,
You're like, hey, that's pretty. Oh,
nature is disgusting. Why does it exist?
there was this one.
bathe it.
There was this one like nature video I like back when we had like VHS tapes that I watched. It was called like Great Escapes or something. I don't know why I set myself up for this, because every time I watched it, I would be like rooting for the predator to catch the prey, but I knew it wasn't going to happen because it was all called Great Escapes. Like it was about these animals almost dying and then getting away. And every time they got away, I'd be like, you almost got it.
Better luck next time.
I should look for like the one that says like Great Escapes, but not really. It's like, oh, he made it, and then like I just takes him out. Boom.
Sticks with a gun.
Like the animals like escapes from the crocodile and starts to like run across the plain, and some hunter just snipes it.
Oh, that reminds me. When I was a kid once, I had I had an outdoor cat, right? And he one day he came home and he had like a half dead mouse in his mouth. Like the thing was like still alive, but it was just like it was giving up basically. I got my cat to let it go. And I'm holding my cat, and the mouse is running down my driveway, just like, freedom! Like, I made it. He makes it 25 feet. Hawk just goes, and just grabs him and flies off with him. I'm like, that was a shitty day for that mouse, dude. He made it 25 feet, and then he just got completely screwed over again. He must have been so pumped, like, I get to see my friends again! Yippee! The world is my oyster! And he's just gone.
It reminds me, there's this hawk that's been hanging out in the parking lot at where I work. So in the parking lot, there's this person that shows up like every day and feeds.
Hawk's bread, right?
Yeah, just feeds like the pigeons and the seagulls. So they get shit on my car like all the time because this person is feeding the seagulls, like the rats of the sky. It's the most annoying thing. Like I hate it. But then this hawk has shown up recently and just started killing the birds. Like, killing the birds I hate. So every time I see him, I'm like, yeah!
I saw a dead seagull in that parking lot, like, last week, and I was like, who killed this seagull?
It's okay. The first time it happened, like I wasn't there the first time, but my boss was telling me. He was like, "Yeah, I was standing by the window one day, and I hear BAM!" like right up against the window, and I look out, and I look out of the window, and on the ground there's just this hawk tearing a bird apart, and looks up at me, and he's like, and I go to get my camera, and I come back, and it's gone, and there's just a pool of blood with one feather in it.
It's like this calling card with leaving one feather.
And then I was there one day when it happened. Like, I was just, like, standing behind the counter, like, bored or whatever. And then I just hear, BAM! On the window. And then I like, look out and I see, like, a white set of wings, like, flapping desperately. And then a dark set of, like, a huge dark set of wings flapping.
It's almost like the hawk knows, and it's just like, hey, bang! Look what I'm doing! I just ripping him
like, I just picture it grabbing, like, it has such momentum when it grabs the bird, it just smashes into the window and crushes it, and then starts eating it.
Oh my god.
And I hate those birds.
So it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you're leaving blood on the window, whatever.
How is it gonna look like if somebody's in there one day and, like, they're, like, trying to to buy something from you, and you're just like, oh, hold on 1 second. You run over to the window, you're just like, yeah, get him! Oh!
Yeah, it's only happened like 2 or 3 times, but each time, like, I wasn't even there for one of them, but it was cool.
I'd be afraid to go into that store after just blood on the window.
No, it's never really been on the window, but there was a pool of blood on the sidewalk with a feather in it. Like, which is just the coolest thing. Just like
enough.
one lone feather.
I think the feather just makes it stand out more. It's like, why is there blood and why is there a feather in it?
Like floating in it like a little boat.
Yeah, it had like dried up too, and the feather had like dried to the pool, so it was there for a couple days too.
Oh my gosh. You get like bird flu.
I'm not touching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was
I'm
like
just appreciating his work, and like I'm secretly hoping that someday when the person is there, like feeding the birds, that like what he sees, like one of like the seagulls flying over to eat the food, and he just sees the hawk grab it out of the air,
or like smash it into her car and like windshield and like wreck the windshield and like a bird all over it.
Even better, like they get out of their car and they throw the bread. They leave their window down. It's nice out. The hawk actually drags the seagull into the car and just rips it apart inside of it.
Yeah. And then maybe they'll stop, and maybe it won't get shit all over my car all the time.
I just picture like you hate seagulls and like you leave work, you walk into your car and like you're looking for your keys and there's like a bunch of seagulls just circling over your head. They all just descend on you and the hawk just comes out of nowhere and kills all 3 of them and just disappears. I saved you again, Kyle.
It's like Batman.
Like Hawkman, but he doesn't suck. Pretty much.
Hawkman's pretty badass.
Not as badass as this hawk, like ripping apart birds on the front steps.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at me.
He's cooler than Aquaman.
The fish. The bird murdering stories. It kind of reminds me. I was like 6 or 7. I was playing soccer at my house, and like I kicked the ball and I hear this weird like noise, and I like walk over. It's like this brown like ball in the middle of the field, and then I'm like, what the shit is this? And like it like turns and looks at me. I'm like, oh fuck, what is that? And, I don't know, I think it was like a baby groundhog, but I don't think it was the ball, but something had encountered it and it did not have a good time. So I like told my grandpa, and he was like, oh, okay. So he like goes and he gets a shovel out of the shed. I'm like, oh god, what's he gonna do with that? And he just scoops it up and he walks over to the woods and he just flings in woods. Like doesn't like drop it off near the edge or whatever. Just like fucking lacrosse like slap shot or whatever. Fucking like across a few trees.
At least he didn't like toss it in the air and like serve it up. Whoop-ah!
Like a fucking badminton like.
The Babe Ruth of
I
groundhogs.
really imagine it hitting the first tree it comes to. Just
whoosh, down to the ground. Yeah, so I didn't go outside for a few days after that. I was like, oh, not again. Never again.
Anything interesting to share, Austin?
Any animals
Not
that
really.
you've watched get like
Murdered?
caber tossed into the woods or
No.
murdered, or
No,
superhero birds?
not quite.
Any penguins eaten? Anything?
No mating seals or sea lions or anything like that.
You live in the city, so you probably see something interesting once in a while.
I seriously
right?
would love to
I
see that.
I do.
This is like a guy just like walks into like a school and he's just like, hey, all these women, mine. They're all mine. You can't have any of them. They're all just like, okay, I mean, I guess.
The newest Louis C.K. stand-up special is pretty good.
I saw him in Lowell, actually.
Oh, really?
was
Yeah, he
awesome.
probably had similar stuff. He was talking about how it's crazy that that women would date men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
He's
much.
like, that's insane that they would ever get in a car with you. He's like, guys, imagine if you were only allowed to date a half bear, half lion. And you're just like, well, I hope this one's nice.
Yeah,
Like,
she hops in the car. She hops in the car and she's like, "Where are we going tonight?" And he's like, "Well, statistically, you're death."
Oh my.
He was talking about like I saw him in the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. He spent the first half hour of his like stand up just ripping on how shitty Lowell was. Because he lived there for a month. He was like, I've lived here for a month. I lived here for a month at one point. I don't want to explain why. It was not a good time in my life, but I lived here. And he was basically saying like he saw this one scene that summed up Lowell better than anything else that he could ever do. He was like, there was this one girl, like an 8-year-old girl walking down the street holding a ball. She had like a cut up face. She was just looked pissed off and she was angry. About half a foot behind her, there's like a kid half her size, a little Indian kid following her, trying to like plead with her and stuff. She's not listening. She goes over to a fence and she just hucks his ball over the fence like as far as she can, and she's like, "That's what you get when you fuck with me." And then she just walks away. And he says he watches the kid just stand there and look at his ball and just like take it all in and just like have this moment. And he was like, but that's how Lowell works, because this kid probably, since he lost his ball, he learned from it. He became stronger. He ended up going to school. He ended up becoming a doctor. And that girl is still living right in this city doing the same crap she was doing before. It was pretty funny too. And he even said at the end of it, he was like, he was making a couple jokes that people thought were kind of like, some people thought were kind of offensive, and he's like, listen, I spent the first half an hour ripping on Lowell in the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, and you guys loved it. Like, what's the problem?
Okay, I wrap it up. Any last words before I kill you? No.
Yeah, we'll do band stuff again more in the future. Until then, we got Let's Plays in the pipeline. We're gonna try and get more podcasts out there. Keep you up to date on that.
on the Seagull killing.
Yeah.
We also have one more show.
May 12th, Scott Prom.
Scott Prom.
It'll be an awesome show. Everyone listening to this is probably already going, but
Good on you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in Mystic, Connecticut. The German club. Played there before. It was really hot the last time we went. I think it was like the 100-degree car ride.
Yeah, that was later in the summer though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like
Wait,
August.
the last Scott Prom?
No, the last time I played the Mystic German club. It was you, me, and Kyle in one car, and I didn't have AC.
Wait, the Mystic, was that
Oh
the place
God! Oh,
We
God.
melted.
Yeah, that place. I was thinking of the Waterford VFW.
Why
Yeah.
can't I remember what this is?
It was the
Because
one.
we blacked
Oh
out.
my god, wait a minute, is that, it was on like the second floor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And right across was the tugboat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
that place.
We
Well,
melted.
I just stood by the air conditioner whenever
Yeah.
we were on
I remember-
stage.
I
Just
brought
lifted my shirt, like
Yeah.
taking it.
I brought a soda with me to drink, but I'm pretty sure it was boiling in the can, so I didn't end up drinking it for a while.
That really
Wait
was
till nightfall.
disgustingly
Yeah.
hot.
Find a snowbank somewhere in this 110-degree heat.
But yeah, we're playing there. It's gonna be a pretty fun show.
So-
Wait, we're playing at that place again?
So that's where.
Yeah.
So we
it's
just
gonna be at
we
the
just
end of
talked about how
spring.
miserably hot.
No,
and
it's-
I know,
Okay,
but
alright.
it's just funny that it's like, oh my god, that place was awful. I almost died.
Well, no, it's a
It's
good
just like,
venue.
so yeah,
it's
everybody
very
should
hot,
come.
though.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Bring your own
Misery loves company.
refrigerators.
Of course.
May sounds like a much more cool,
Tolerable
temperature.
month, yeah. Like,
And plus, you
before-
get to live out your prom fantasies again and
Yeah.
again.
Dress up nice or not, but you should dress up nice. So that's the last show we got scheduled so far.
Yeah.
The furthest we've scheduled out is like 2 weeks. 'Cause we live in the
No, May 12th is a month
Three.
from now. Almost a month from now.
more like 3 weeks.
More like 3 weeks.
I'm actually planning on taking whatever day off it is when they put the new Arrested Development stuff up, just so I can watch all of
May
it.
May
26th.
26th.
26.
Boy.
I'll be getting back from California after having stayed up all night on a plane.
I'm going to probably sleep the whole day before and then just drink coffee and watch the entire thing in a row.
We'll have a watching Arrested Development cast.
Yeah, well, like
How long-
we
you
can
got it
watch
for
the
a week or
entire
2
thing
weeks?
and tape the whole
Week-
thing.
a
And
week
we can
and a
watch us
half.
watch it.
Yeah.
I'll be in California to Disneyland.
Disney World.
Alright.
Yeah, so Scott Prom, the next big show we got coming up. And we got this Let's Play shit.
And our album will hopefully be out
In the future.
in this year.
Deep breath. This year.
It's done. We completed it.
Now we just need to...
Post. Fixing it in post.
That makes it sound like
it didn't go well.
Yeah, no, it went very well. It's just we need to... The mixing and things like that are taking longer than we expected.
Alright. So that was TLB Cast 3.
Good night and good luck.
Stay golden, pony boys.
And girls.
And girls.
Goodbye.